All right, so let's go ahead and go over some phonics charts and then we will get into the lesson. So we are on chart 9. I didn't say anyone. I didn't say anyone.
I didn't hold it Monday. How is that gonna fly?
Great choice. All right, here's chart 9. So let's go through it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. ING says ing, and pointing. KN says and not. GN, please not write on the screen. I've asked you not to do that.
That ANG
Says ing, and bang. ING says ing, and king. ONG says and long. UNG says and strong. ANK says ank, and bank. INK says ink, and wink. ONK says and honk. UNK says and shrunk. WA says walk, and wash. A says and adopt. Y says and baby. LE says and little. ED says and wanted. ED says and looked. Sorry. ED says and played. All right, so today we are actually going to finish chart 9. We're going to cover our last 5 sounds, which are Y that says E, LE that says l, and then, well, I'm sorry, we're not finishing. We'll start suffix ed, ed, like in wanted. All right. Well, sure. All right, so let's go ahead and look at special sound Y that says E, like in baby, and LE that says lo, like in little. Okay, so first word, we have Y that says E. Anyone can tell me this word? Faith?
Lady.
Lady. Good. Next one here. And we can actually divide this one. Remember, we can divide between double letters. We have LE. What's this one? Dennis? You're on mute? You're on mute? Turn around, please. She's asking you to stop, so stop. You can't unmute yourself, Dennis? It's not letting you? Okay, now you can. You should be able to now. Okay, the word?
Giggle.
Giggle. Thank you. Okay, next one I have Y that says E. What's the word here? Navy, which is a color, dark blue. And then we have our last one here. We can divide between the double letters. Y that says E. Word is
Betty.
Betty. Good. So that special sound Y that says E and LE that says oh, like in little.
I was about to say
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to suffix ed that says ed. So we've already learned what root words and suffixes are. So what is the root word? Can anyone tell me what it means when I say the root word? That's your what?
the actual word.
The beginning word, your starter word, the word that is actually a word by itself. And then whenever we say suffix, what does the suffix do to the word? Where do we put it? And what does the suffix do to the word?
Make it with that ING.
Well, it makes a new word, right? And where do we put the suffix? Where?
At the end.
At the end of the word to make it a new word. So remember, we mark root words and suffixes differently from how we mark all the other special sounds. So let's look at the first word here. Now, a thing about suffix ed that says ed, if your root word ends with a T or a D, it will say ed. So keep that in mind. Anytime your root word has a T, like in here, 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 and here, or a D, it will say ed. The ed will say ed, okay? So let's look at this first word here. Anybody can tell me how to mark this one? Remember, this is a root word and suffix. How do I mark this?
ST.
Uh-uh.
ST.
We don't mark special sounds. This is root words and suffixes. Okay, good.
Miss Flugence. AR. ST. I know it. I know.
Okay, how do we mark root words and suffixes? We mark them differently. Oh, we did this on Monday.
I know this.
Avaya, how do we mark it?
We mark it. Wait, which one are we on?
Root words and suffixes. How do we show the root word? How do we show the suffix?
You circle that special sound.
The root word and suffix.
Oh, circle the suffix ed.
Thank you. And how do I show the root word?
By circling it. Make it line.
Underline the root word. We underline the root word and circle the suffix. Underline the root word and circle the suffix. Let me just keep saying it over and over again. Underline the root word and circle the suffix. We underline the root word and circle the suffix. We underline the root word and circle the suffix. We underline root words and we circle the suffix. Okay, so now we should not forget, right? We should remember. Yeah. All right, next word here. How do I mark this one here? After I said it 5 times, Dennis, tell me, how do I mark this one here?
Miss Flugence. Miss Flugence.
You're on mute, Dennis.
Miss Flugence.
Yes.
Underline.
Wait, let him answer the question. A second. Okay, go ahead, Dennis.
Underline the root word.
Thank you.
Circle the suffix.
Thank you. Good job. Yes. So Dennis remembered that we underline the root word. Thank you, Dennis. All right, next one. How do I mark this one here? Okay, so we are not talking about that. Kinley.
Underline need.
Thank you. Underline the root word need.
And circle ed.
Circle the suffix ed. Good. Next one.
Underline. I don't know. Fold.
Underline the root word fold.
And circle ed.
Circle the suffix ed. Folded. Next one here. How do I mark this one?
Underline tail. The root word.
Underline the root word melt.
And circle ed.
Circle suffix ed.
Melt.
So I need y'all to tell me, how do I mark root words and suffixes?
You underline the word and then you circle ed.
The suffix. Underline the root word and circle the suffix. I'm going to give y'all a test on that.
No. Yes. No.
Test on that because we did not remember.
I did too.
Okay, so we underline our root word and we circle our suffix. So this is suffix ed that says ed, like in wanted. So we also learned how to mark what's called syllables, right? Syllables are parts of a word. So we have some words where we clap to say them, but some of them, while we're reading them, we can split them in half so that it makes it easier for us to read them. So let's look at this first word here, middle. How do I split a word that looks like middle? Where would I divide this word? Between the double letters. Good. Ribbon, same thing. Where would I divide this one?
The BB.
Between the double letters, B and B. This one we learned the other day, working. Where would I divide a word like working? I'm not circling anything. I'm dividing. Where am I dividing this one?
You have to put the line by K.
K and I between the root word and suffix. Yes. So some of them will divide between the root word and suffix. So let's learn a new way to divide. Some words will be divided between the consonant and the vowel. So remember, a vowel, the vowels are A-E-I-O-U. And then any letter that's not A-E-I-O-U is called a consonant. So looking at Bible, where would I divide Bible between my consonant and vowel? Where would that be in the word Bible? Look at it, B-I-B-L-E. Where would I divide between the consonant and the vowel?
B and L. Between the B and the L.
No, no.
Between B and I.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I know. L.
Oh, wait, which one? This B? Oh, okay, yes. Between I and B. Between your first vowel and consonant. Good. Secret. Where would I divide the word secret? Dennis, between my vowel and consonant.
The first letter E.
Okay, between E and C. That vowel E, the consonant C. And music. Where would I divide the word music? Between that consonant and vowel. Where would that be? Between U and S. Good. So we can not only divide between double letters and between a root word and suffix, but we can also divide between a consonant and a vowel. So this is breaking down a word so that it's easier to read the word, okay? All right, so it's our phonics lesson today. We have one lesson, well, we have like 2 others, but we have one main lesson. So you need another paper today while we work on language. So I'll give you a minute to get your paper.
Miss Ludens. Miss Ludens. Sometimes my screen goes upside down.
Oh yeah, were you able to fix it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know how you house the screen. That's how you house the screen. That's how you look how small my name is. Yes. Oh my God. You got two? No, pretty double. I know that. Look how small my name is. paper. I'm gonna call you. My mama just said I can call you. Because you know my dog's name? Her name is
I don't think that's what we're having a conversation about. Okay, so your paper that you have, I need you to get your paper. Okay. If you have your paper, go ahead and fold it like this. So look, I had it like this, long ways, not this way. This is called hot dog style because this is a hot dog. And this is called hamburger. Yeah. But anyway, hot dog style like this, up and down. So you're gonna take it and fold it. Okay, so to fold it, you just do it like this and make sure that your edges are even, that it's not looking like this. See how this is uneven? You want to make sure that the lines on the ends meet with one another. See how they perfectly meet? And then you're going to crease it, meaning press down on the other side like this. And when you open it, you will have a straight line. It will have a line down the middle that you can trace. Okay? So again, you have it up like this. You're going to fold it in half. Then you're going to crease it down. If you do it right, when you open it, you'll have this straight line. Show me when you're done.
Mama. Yeah. Ooh. Look, Miss Student. Look, Miss Student. I have a book.
Yes, good job. Let me see. Okay, so now after you do that, then you can trace that line down. So trace that line all the way down. Trace the line all the way down. Where is it?
I'm gonna make my own pool. You have to trace that line. Okay.
Okay, we'll go to the bathroom. All right. Okay, did you trace your line down the middle?
Yep. I'm gonna make my own book. Miss Gordon.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make my book.
Okay, well, not with this paper because we're using it for something else.
Oh.
Or maybe a different paper. Yeah, a different paper maybe.
This is like a book. Face went out in the woods. I can make one like this at home, and then I can make a Bible with this. Yeah. See, where's your Bible? This looks like a book. Why you have mine?
Kinley, can you get this for me? Brian, I need you to finish that, okay?
This looks like a book.
All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on this paper here. So remember yesterday we learned about statements, well on Monday, and then yesterday I introduced phrases, which is not a sentence, it's the opposite of a sentence. Okay, so your paper that you have, on one side I want you to put statement at the top, and on the other side put phrase at the top. Okay, so on one side put statement, on the other side put phrase. You can use your social studies already. I have an assignment for that.
You have an assignment.
Mm-hmm.
Together. Yeah.
No, because when I let you do that, y'all play. That's what you'll say. And I have that stuff in there, and I don't.
And pray. Why don't you do it with every? This can make the perfect book. And we gotta go on the carpet.
Yeah, as soon as she comes back with the paper.
Miss Woodard, tell whoever touches the table.
Okay.
tell whoever touches.
Okay. All right, we have that on one statement on one side and phrase on the other side. Yeah, we'll do science too, but right now it's social studies. Here. Okay, we have it, yes?
Yes.
All right, statement on one side, phrase on the other side of the paper. That's why we put it down, we split it in half down the middle.
Oh, this is where we put
Okay, all right, so we're ready. Yes, I see the papers. I just want to make sure before we get started that everyone's ready. All right, so I will put a sentence right here and you have to write the sentence on the correct side. So I will put it right here on the board, read it, and you will, if it's a statement, you'll write it on statement side. If it's a phrase, you'll write it on phrase side, okay? So you'll start at the top. I'm starting down here, but you'll start at the top of your paper, okay? Don't start in the middle. Start at the top. So we understand? Any questions about that? Or we're clear? We're like, I got it, Ms. Williams. Okay. So here's the first sentence. I love Jesus. Okay, is that a statement or is that a phrase? Write this sentence in the correct, where does it go? And then I'll tell you after you write it. I love Jesus. Is it a statement or is it a phrase? Write it on the correct side. Don't say what it is, just write it. Huh?
I don't even know what it is. It's a phrase. She said it. And I put it on statement. Because when somebody got it wrong and somebody erased it and wrote it again. That's not true. That's when my pencil was stuck in my head. When somebody treat them and then they write.
Okay, so let's see. Let's see who has it right. Show me where you put it. Okay, I see. Okay. All right, so if you did it right, this should have been on statement side. Okay, remember, statements are complete sentences. They tell us something, give us information, and that's what it did. It told you about who, I, what about I love you. All right, next one. Scott is 10. Scott is 10. Scott is 10. Is that a statement or is that a phrase? Remember, your statements will answer the questions of who and what. So if you have that in there, then that's a statement. But if you're missing anything of who or what, it's a phrase. Scott is a person's name, by the way. Scott is 10. Statement or phrase?
I got it. I got it. I think it's the huh? 10. You looking? Oh no. I'm already Scott is 10. Scott is 10. I'm done. Girl, why do you always say God? You always say God. No, I don't. You say God. Whose paper is this? Whose paper is that? I don't have any name. Whose paper? mine. That's mine. Oh, it says Kenny Barber on there. This is no, but this is the same. Kenny Girl Barber. No, Kenny Girl. But just can I go to the bathroom? Kenny.
Okay. All right, so Scott is 10. Let's see. If you did this one, it should have been statement.
I did.
Yes, Scott is 10. It is not a phrase. It has a who, Scott. And what about him? He's 10. So that is a statement. Even though it's not long, it's still a statement. Okay, next one.
This kind is gonna be hard. Let's see. So, I'm looking.
Okay, the black car. Is that a statement or a phrase? The black car.
Oh, I know.
Statement or phrase? The black car.
Okay, I'll do this. That's a big number. Yeah. Very hard. I'm done. Yeah.
The black car, okay? All right. So the black car should have been a phrase. It's a phrase because we have the who, the black car, but we didn't say anything about the black car. We should have said the black car went fast, the black car was slow, the black car was huge. So the black car is a phrase. It doesn't have a what. It just says a who or thing, the black car. But what about it? That's a phrase. Okay, another one.
Wait, I hope I get it right again. Me too. I hope I get it right again. Car, the black car. You messed up. No.
Ready? Picked pecans.
I just see pecans.
Picked pecans.
Oh no.
Is that a statement or a phrase?
I know what it is.
Pecans, not pecans, pecans.
Pecans.
Yeah, some people say pecans. What is pecans?
I was watching a movie. The mama told the kid it's not pecans. She said it's pecans.
No, it's pecan.
I tried those before.
Pecan.
Me too.
Yes, you have them every day.
Who?
Taylor.
Wait, have you had pecan candy?
Yes.
Me? I did. That's so disgusting. My mama got all in a big box. Yes, it's not. And it had 4 cookies, and she wants to give one to the school. She said.
Oh yeah.
But she didn't like that because she wasn't thinking right.
She wasn't thinking right.
No, she was trying to get one, but she asked to get 4.
Wow.
That was funny. And but she gonna.
All right. Picked pecans. Ready?
It's not great.
That's
I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
For instance, it's a race. Wait, what if I think it's a it's missing you got spit in your hair. So she put spit in her mouth and then she put it on her hair. I'm done. Yeah. No, she put it in her mouth and then I saw her. She put it on there. Then why didn't? But she didn't rub it in. That's what she just did. It's
okay. Picked pecans. That should be a phrase. I have a what? Picked pecans, but I don't have a who. I could say Joe picked pecans. We picked pecans. Remember, your statement has to answer the question of who and what. This is just a what. Doesn't have a who. We don't even know who did that. All right, one last one.
Like, if they had a baby, it would say it since it's play.
That's the sub. Played outside. Is that a statement or phrase? Played outside.
I'll put a PH.
Played outside.
Played. I didn't need to look at the board. Try. This is a compound word. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I mean, outside is play outside. Nothing to do with it. It's just that was your sister. No, that was not. It's the Oh, that was actually me. Your sister. No. Yeah,
All right, so played outside. So you all tell me on 3, where should played outside be? A statement or phrase? 1, 2, 3. It's a what? It's a phrase. We don't have a who played outside. So this is a phrase. So tomorrow's test will be a little similar to this. It'll focus mainly on statements. We'll do a little bit of phrases on your language test on tomorrow. Okay? All right. Awesome. Okay. So let's go over our social studies and science, and then we'll be done for the day.
What's her name right here? Miss Flugent. Miss Flugent.
Yes.
Your volume's down.
It's going what?
Your volume was down.
Oh, the volume. Is it better now?
Yeah. What are we on again?
We're social studies, but you don't need the book. I'm just gonna review the lesson.
I think we did.
All right, so this week in social studies, remember we continued our tour in America. So we moved on from New York, that's where we had stopped last week. And now we are in Baltimore, Maryland, where we visited a famous fort, which is called Fort McHenry, right? So Fort McHenry is special because that is where Francis Scott Key wrote the national anthem, which is the Star Spangled Banner. That's the song. So remember, I showed you pictures of it on yesterday. So Francis Scott Key wrote the Star Spangled Banner while he was at Fort McHenry. Remember, the battle was going on between the English and America, and Francis Scott Key was on a ship watching the battle go on. What was important to him was to see that America's flag was still up, even after the battle was over. If America's flag was still lifted in the air, that means that the English did not defeat the Americans. And sure enough, when Francis Scott Key woke up the next day, he saw that the flag was still there. So that's why there's that part in the song. And so he was very happy to see that. So this is Fort McHenry. It's shaped like a star, and it is in Baltimore, Maryland. So this place is famous for the war that happened there, and at this place is where he wrote the Star Spangled Banner. So after we left Baltimore, Maryland, we went to Washington, D.C., which obviously the city is named after George Washington, right? So in the city there's a lot of monuments and memorials that you could see that honor a lot of the presidents that America has had. So we have here what's called the Lincoln Memorial, which is in honor of Abraham Lincoln. So this is what it looks like on the outside. You'll climb those steps to get in. And then on the inside, there's Abraham Lincoln. Oh, sorry, I don't know what this is. Abraham Lincoln, he is sitting on the, his chair like this. Okay, and that's another picture of it here. Lincoln Memorial. So right when you walk out of the Lincoln Memorial, right when you walk out, if you look straight ahead, you'll see this. This is what you'll see. And this is called the Washington Monument. This was built in honor of George Washington, who was the first president. And so this big tall thing here is called the Washington Monument. So here's a closer picture of it. One of the tallest monuments in the world. Okay, here we have the White House. Another cool thing about DC is that the president lives there. He lives in what's called the White House. So I had some pictures of the White House. Here's the inside. Another inside. You can actually take a tour of it. Here's what's called the Oval Office. This is where the president, like he does like work and things like that. When they show him on TV, most of the times he's sitting. If he's not doing a speech, he's usually sitting in what's called the Oval Office. Okay, then we have the world's largest library in Washington, D.C., which is called the Library of Congress. This picture right here is a picture of the main reading room. So this is where people will go to sit when they study and they're on their computers. So it's the world's largest library, huge library, as you can see, very beautiful as well. This is the outside of the Library of Congress. So nice. Yes. Okay, and this is when you walk inside of it. This is what it looks like. I have pictures because I've actually been there, but I just didn't upload them. But this is actually what it looks like when you walk inside of it. So it's really nice. Okay, and then we also can see the Capitol, which is where Congress makes all of their laws in the U.S. Capitol building. This is a picture of it here. You can also go inside of there. And here's a picture of the inside, which is like the lobby area. The inside of it here. See that? Really big. Okay, and this is where the Senate, when they meet, this is where they will make laws and things. They meet in this room here. So you can see the chairs and all of that. They sit there where they meet. Okay. Okay, so that was some of the places that you could visit in Washington, D.C. So those that we'll have all of these places on the test on Friday. I will upload the test today, actually, maybe tomorrow, because we have a half day on Friday. But anyway, so you'll be free to take those. Okay, Dennis, you had a question? You're on mute though.
Can you please watch a video? Like how we get in?
Of like what?
A video.
I don't have one of these places. Like what, a video of what? Like to see which part?
The Lincoln Memorial.
Let's see if I can find one.
Lincoln Memorial.
And if not, I can post videos for y'all.
I see that the Lincoln Memorial. I want Miss Fludens. Miss Fludens.
Huh?
I want to go to the White House.
Yeah, to see it.
What does this mean? What is the picture?
Yeah, what is it?
Write the first one.
No, not write it. Like it says in the book. It says what it is.
Do all of it.
That's fine.
I'll just do one.
It actually says at the top what it is. Okay, so here is the Lincoln Memorial. So here's a little tour video we can watch. Okay, is that fine? Okay, so this is actually what it looks like when you're standing outside of it. Okay, so you see you gotta climb up all those steps to get in there. So yeah,
That's a lot.
okay, so it's really big. It doesn't look as, in the picture, it doesn't look as big, but look at that. Look at those columns outside of that. Okay, so here's it. Let's see, let me fast forward a little bit. So they're going up the steps inside. So when you walk in, this is what it looks like when you go inside of it. So that's here. Look, you can see how tall it is compared to the people. Really big.
Somebody trying to stand on the table.
And see, and that's what I was telling you all yesterday. You see how on the side they have the words? That's what I was telling you about the words. It's one of his speeches he gave. They have all the words on the wall.
And at the top.
And look at the ceiling. Oh no, girl, that's far away. That's the ceiling.
By the time you get there, then we can have people on the bus. Go. Yay! Are you crazy? Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah,
You see? So that's just the word. So they went closer to the words. No, you can't get close to it. So actually, there's where you can go to an underground part as well.
I see some words.
Yeah, like where you, it's like a little museum kind of. It's an underground part.
Library.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's the Lincoln Memorial.
Miss Lucy,
Uh-huh.
is the Lincoln Memorial?
Where?
Yes.
In Washington, D.C.? See, and that's what I'm saying. That's how when you walk out, that's what you see.
Is it in?
What state?
Yes.
Washington, D.C. isn't technically in a state. It's like its own city. It's in between Maryland and Virginia. So it's not really a state, it's just a city. It's not in a state. You had a question, Dennis, again, or that's just still the same hand?
Sorry, I forgot.
Okay, so that was good. You want to see a video of that or anything else?
A video of that. And a video of something else. A video of something else.
Oh,
The
yes.
rainbow falls. The rainbow falls. The rainbow falls.
The White House?
The rainbow falls. The
Okay.
rainbow falls. Can we do it?
No, we did that yesterday and that was last week. That wasn't this week.
Stop trying to get in my face. Oh, I see the president. I didn't see it. You can go like this. Like that. She's gonna turn me. She would. Yeah. But it don't look like she is. Okay, because y'all.
Okay, so let's see.
Yeah, she
White
got to
House.
turn me.
All right, so we'll do, I am. Okay, so here is when you walk in, look at that.
Okay. It's really beautiful. It looks like a really house, a big house.
See, that was one of the hallways.
That's a big building. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the door. Can you open it?
I'm sure.
Miss Lugans,
Mm-hmm.
who made the White House?
Who made it? People built it?
Can people,
I don't know like their names.
Can people go in the house?
Yeah, you can take a tour of it.
I want to go there so we can see. I've been there.
This is Abraham Lincoln. Look, there's a statue of Abraham Lincoln in there.
I've been there before. Abraham Lincoln. He looks different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw Abraham Lincoln. Maybe he's older now. That's why he looks like that.
No, he's not alive anymore at all.
He's 100?
No, he's not alive at all.
My sister not alive either. Yeah. No, but he can still.
Okay, here's a room in there.
Yeah, my sister like probably.
Looks like maybe a library room or something.
Wait, your sister died? That's what I'm saying. That's the oval room.
That's not it.
That looks like a library.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
It is. Where's the bathroom? Don't tell me that. That looks like a ghost.
So here is another.
Don't tell
room.
me they don't have no bathrooms. They do have bathrooms.
See, White House. Okay, so let's see. Let's go forward a little bit. This is another large room.
This is nice.
Mm-hmm. So y'all don't need to go. Y'all see the tour of it now. Another room. Look at the chandelier.
There are lots of rooms. I've been there. I've been here.
Here's probably where they have dinner, maybe.
They have a lot of rooms. This is a good tour. Do they have beds?
Yeah.
Do they have beds? No. They don't have
Okay, look, the Great Seal. Remember we learned about the Great Seal? That's it on the wall.
Oh, look.
Watch, that's it. Remember we learned about the Great Seal? The president uses it.
Yeah, right here. It's right here. You don't Where's my seal? You don't have yours. I have mine. I used to have my seal.
Okay, and then they're back in the front. Okay,
Where
so
is
this is the Oval Office. This is the office where the president is.
So it don't
This is
have
his
it.
office.
So that's my other. So that was George Washington office?
He was the only one that, I remember I said he was the only one that didn't live in the White House. Okay, so cool. So that's the White House. So that's just a tour of some of those places that we could find in Washington, D.C. Okay, so that's your social studies this week. So in science this week, all we learned about were baby animals, the different babies and animals that are born, meaning they're from their mom's stomach. Remember, they get milk from their mom. They need her to survive because they can't see, they can't walk. So they need their mom to protect them and to lead them and guide them where they go, okay? So that's really it for science. We talked about the different babies, like the mouse, how they're the size of a jelly bean, how even though a baby whale is huge, when they're born, they're still small compared to their mom. And so they need their mom as well, okay? All right, so that's all of our lessons for today. We've covered everything. Your tests are tomorrow and Friday. You will have your tests posted. Okay. All right, so that's the end of our Zoom, guys. I'm happy to see you all today. I will see you for your phonics test on tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.